Hello and welcome back to this channel. In the last video, I shared with you a couple of things that I said will not serve you as a DV 2025 applicant, and so in case you engaged in them or follow them, it should only be for the sake of knowledge. Now, the reason why that is the case is because the diversity visa program nowadays largely doesn't respect the principle of case number. In other words, there are cases when low case numbers do not get scheduled for interview as they used to be in the past, and there are cases when high case numbers, very high case number for that matter, get scheduled for interview, which was not the case in the past. Now, all of that happens in today's diversity visa program because of what I referred to in past videos as new factors that now affect the scheduling of interviews in today's diversity visa program. Now, one of those new factors is what we refer to as the performance of your embassy, the performance of the embassy where you are to be interviewed. When we speak about the performance of your embassy, it is how fast your embassy is conducting diversity visa interviews. So the issue of embassy performance is a very important one in today's diversity visa program. And because of that, I will be sharing with you different reports concerning the performance of your different embassies. Now, this is the first of those reports, and in this report, I will be sharing with you how your embassies performed during the first quarter, that is the first 3 months of the DV 2025 program, that is October, November, and December 2024 combined. Now, before we go into the report, let me share with you a couple of things concerning the report. The first thing concerns the embassies that are taken into consideration in this report. There are more than 200 United States working embassies and consulates worldwide. I cannot cover all of them in this report. And so what I have done is that I have chosen 40 of those embassies and consulates. And the 40 that I have chosen are those where most of my viewers are most likely to be interviewed. How did I get to know that? By using data collected from YouTube. So my apologies in case your embassy where you are supposed to be interviewed is not mentioned in this report. I urge that you make it known in the comment below this video, and then in subsequent videos, I'm going to take into consideration that embassy. The next thing concerning the report is the method that I used. I actually looked at the number of selectees from your different countries. I also took into consideration for certain embassies the fact that those embassies are located at what I refer to as crossroads. That's the case of many embassies in the Middle East. In addition to that, there are other embassies that are located in countries that are not eligible for the DV 2025 program, but where diversity visa interviews are still being hosted. So I also took that into consideration. So considering those three realities that I just shared with you, I was able to determine a reasonable number of interviews that each of those 40 embassies were expected to conduct during the first quarter of the DV 2025 program. Now, I took that and compared it with data from the first SEAC data, that is what they actually did during those first 3 months. And that comparison led me to establishing 4 different performance ratings, that is good performance, average performance, low performance, and very bad performance. So these are the 4 ratings that you will be hearing in this report concerning the 40 embassies in question. Having said that, now let's go over and consider the performance of the different embassies during the first quarter of the DV 2025 program. Let's begin in Suva, Fiji, and let's use Suva as an example. Fiji has 2,359 selectees for the DV 2025 program, and most, if not all, of those selectees are expected to be interviewed at the U.S. Embassy in Suva. But we see that only 85 selectees were interviewed during the first 3 months of the DV 2025 program. This means that the embassy in Suva had a low performance during the first quarter of the DV 2025 program. Next is Islamabad, Pakistan. We are not going to go into the details, but Islamabad had an average performance during the first quarter. London, the UK is next, low performance, followed by Montreal, Canada, average performance. Mumbai, India is next, average performance. Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire comes next, low performance. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia is next, average performance. Then to Djibouti, low performance. Frankfurt, Germany, low performance. Tirana, Albania, low performance. Kinshasa, the Democratic Republic of Congo, low performance. Yerevan, Armenia, low performance. Harare, Zimbabwe, low performance, but prospects are not bad in Harare, considering that there are only 210 selectees from Zimbabwe. We continue with Luanda, Angola, low performance. Cotonou, Benin is next, low performance. Napoli, Italy comes next, average performance. Kigali, Rwanda, low performance. Havana, Cuba, low performance. Monrovia, Liberia, low performance. Abu Dhabi, the UAE, good performance. Lusaka, Zambia, low performance, but prospects there are not bad for the same reason that we mentioned concerning Harare, Zimbabwe. Dakar, Senegal is next, low performance. Tbilisi, Georgia, low performance. Rangoon, Burma, low performance. Ankara, Turkey, low performance. Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, good performance. Nairobi, Kenya, good performance. Paris, France, average performance. Kathmandu, Nepal, low performance. Cairo, Egypt, average performance. Amman, Jordan, low performance. Freetown, Sierra Leone, low performance. Colombo, Sri Lanka, low performance. Lomé, Togo, low performance. Yaoundé, Cameroon, low performance. Doha, Qatar, good performance. Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, low performance, but prospects there are not bad for the same reason that we mentioned concerning both Harare and Lusaka. Next is Accra, Ghana, which has very bad performance. Out of the 40 embassies on this list, Accra had the worst performance during the first quarter of the DV 2025 program, and applicants assigned at the Accra embassy should take heed. Next is Algiers, Algeria, good performance. And finally on our list, Johannesburg, South Africa, which had low performance, but prospects there are not bad for the same reason mentioned earlier. So that was your first DV 2025 Embassy Performance Report. Now, you may have realized that for most of the embassies that I just presented, the performance rating is low. That is quite normal. For those of you who have been following my past videos, I have mentioned on several occasions that generally during the first quarter of the diversity visa program year, interviews across most of the embassies and consulates are low. That is why you have the performance of most embassies and consulates in this report to be low. Now, once again, in case your embassy or consulate was not mentioned in this report, then just let me know in the comment area below, and I'm going to include that embassy or consulate in subsequent reports on this channel. That brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching it. Look out for the next interesting video on this channel very soon. Until then, God willing, goodbye.